They told you life was chaos, that everything from heartbreak to delay, from success to suffering, was random, unfolding in a world without order or pattern. But this is the first lie we are taught to believe. In truth, nothing is random. Every moment you live is a mirror held up to your inner world. What you call coincidence is reflection. What you call bad luck is resonance. The universe does not send events to punish you, nor gifts to reward you. It simply reflects what you are, what you believe, and what you embody beneath your words. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The chaos you see is the chaos within you. The story you live is written by the lens through which you see. When your mind is scattered, life feels like disarray. But when you find stillness within, order begins to emerge from the fog. The outer world bends itself around your perception, not the other way around. What you focus on grows. What you fear, you attract. What you resist persists. This is not magic, it is law. The ancient sages, from east to west, whispered it across centuries. The world is Maya, an illusion shaped by consciousness. You are not a pawn in some cruel machine. You are the observer, the storyteller, and the projector of the world you walk through. And when you truly awaken to this, you stop fighting the storm. You become the eye within it, silent, still, unshakable. The world you see is not the world that is. It is the world your mind allows. Your beliefs, your emotional habits, and your inner narratives form the blueprint through which life takes shape. Most people walk through the world projecting unconscious fears, assumptions, and inherited limitations, then call what they see reality. But reality is not neutral. It is participatory. It bends itself to your expectations. The Stoics taught that the mind is the only realm we truly govern. If you change your internal architecture, your assumptions, values, and emotional tones, the outer structures begin to realign. What you expect, you invite. What you emotionally rehearse, you eventually live. This is not delusion. It is design. You are not just reacting to the world. You are continually instructing it, like a silent architect sketching the outlines of form in invisible ink. Every thought becomes a signal. Every feeling is a frequency. And together, they write the invisible blueprint of what comes next. You do not see reality. You see your conditioning. Every moment you live passes first through the lens of your perception, and that lens is shaped by memory, fear, belief, and expectation. Two people can witness the same event. One sees an obstacle, the other a gift. The Stoics knew this well. Events are neutral. It is our judgment that colors them. Eastern philosophy goes further, calling the world Maya, not to say it's fake, but that it is filtered, like light bent through stained glass. When the mind is clouded, the world looks hostile. When the mind is still, truth begins to appear. Perception is not passive, it is creative. The act of seeing is an act of shaping. You bring form to the formless just by the way you look. In this way, you're not just watching life, you are constantly sculpting it with your gaze. The world becomes clear only when the mind becomes still. In a restless mind, everything is distorted, like trying to read sacred scripture on shaking water. Most people do not see reality. They see their reactions, their past, their pain, projected onto the present. But in stillness, the storm settles. The mirror begins to reflect truth. This is the essence of both Zen and Stoic practice. Silence the noise within, and the path appears without. The sages withdrew not to escape the world, but to see it clearly. And in that clarity, they found power. Stillness is not emptiness. It is alignment. It is the moment when your energy stops leaking into stories that don't serve you. In this space, you stop reacting and start seeing. You stop echoing the world and begin to receive it. And what you receive in stillness is not chaos, but pattern, purpose, and peace. Reality does not unfold independently of you. It responds to you. This is the mystery known by mystics, and now whispered by modern science. The act of observing changes what is observed. In the quantum world, possibility collapses into form only when it is seen, and so it is with your life. Nothing fully takes shape until you give it your gaze. This is why attention is sacred. It is not passive, it is creative. The moment you witness something, you influence it. The Stoics urged awareness not to control the world, but to understand this law. That perception directs reality. The Taoists saw this too. The gentle watchfulness of the sage alters the flow without force. And so, every time you dwell on a fear, you energize it. Every time you affirm your path, you strengthen it. The observer is not separate from the world. They are the sculptor hidden within the gaze. Learn to see with presence, and you will learn to shape without effort. The universe is not a machine. It is a mirror. It doesn't operate through lifeless gears and blind laws. It responds. It reflects. Not to judge, but to reveal. Everything you experience is a reflection of something within you. Belief, vibration, resistance, desire. What you see outside is only the echo of what pulses inside. This is why change begins not in action, but in awareness. A machine needs control. A mirror needs clarity. When you approach life as something to force, you meet resistance. But when you treat it like a mirror, you begin to read the signs, not fight them. The mirror does not lie. It simply shows you what you've forgotten to see. If your world is filled with conflict, ask, where am I at war with myself? If your life feels stagnant, ask, where have I stopped growing inside? To transform the reflection, you don't smash the glass. You change what's standing in front of it. You cannot clean the mirror by wiping the reflection. Yet this is what most of the world attempts, endlessly trying to fix the outside while ignoring the chaos within. We chase solutions in other people, in money, in titles, in control. But none of these can substitute for inner stillness. The Stoics warned, the more you depend on externals, the more you suffer, because you've given your peace to something you cannot command. In truth, the outer world is not the cause, it's the echo. If you feel unloved, go inward. If your path feels blocked, ask what you're resisting inside. The obsession with external change is a distraction from the true work, your own transformation. The sage turns inward, not to escape the world, but to purify the lens through which it is seen. And when the lens is clean, there is nothing left to fix, only things to understand, accept, and shape with wisdom. If the world is a mirror, then transformation begins not by forcing the image, but by shifting the source. Real change is not effortful, it is energetic. To realign your life, you must realign your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, your attention. Each of these is a frequency, and the universe responds not to what you say you want, but to what you are tuned into. When you carry resentment, life mirrors resistance. When you embody peace, life softens. The first step is awareness. Observe what emotional state you're broadcasting, then choose differently, not by suppressing, but by shifting. Breath, silence, movement, sacred ritual. These are tools for energetic recalibration. The key is not to fight the old frequency, but to rise above it. Like tuning an instrument, you refine your state until it hums in harmony with what you wish to receive. Alignment is not perfection, it is presence, attunement, and conscious return. The universe is always speaking, but not in words, in symbols, patterns, and perfect timing. What you call coincidence is often confirmation. What you ignore as randomness may be reflection. The outer world begins to shift the moment your inner frequency changes, and with it, signs appear. The right book falls into your hands. A stranger says the exact words you needed. A door opens the moment you stop forcing it. These are not accidents. They are feedback loops, responding to your alignment. Just as a mirror reflects more clearly when the light is steady, the universe responds more vividly when your inner world is coherent. But if you are scattered, angry, or fearful, the signals become noisy, distorted, or delayed. The lesson is simple. Listen with your whole being. Let your life be a conversation, not a struggle. When your inner state speaks with clarity, The universe answers with precision. You don't chase signs, you become them. You are not a bystander in this world. You are its architect, not in the way of control, but in the deeper way of coherence. The blueprint of your life is not written in stone. It is drawn in thought, shaped in feeling, and sealed in belief. Every moment, you cast a vote through your attention. Every emotion, every choice, becomes a line in the design. And slowly, the formless becomes form. This is the sacred task of the awakened being, not to dominate life, but to harmonize with it, to sketch from within what you wish to walk through. The Stoics told us, govern your mind, and you govern your fate. The mystics told us, know yourself, and you know the divine. And now, the mirror tells you, draw wisely, for what you hold inside is already becoming. You're not waiting on the universe. The universe is waiting on you, not for more effort, but for more alignment, not for perfection, but for presence. You are the artist of this vast canvas. Pick up the pen of awareness and write.